So, well, what happened was, and mind you, between you and I, Brandon, I know the mistakes that I make, and I know it's my fault. Okay. Uh, However, their knowledge, I only know what I've given them. Let me say, for first and foremost, that I have an enormous goddamn list of bullshit and statements. Well, goddamn, I can't change the camera right now. That's interesting. Of things. Is it right? Yeah. A whole bunch of shit. The red statement. Not only the red statement, but let me show you. Then that this is a breakdown of military time. This is a breakdown of how to load slip sheets based off of each fucking number. All of which I've copied and given to team members, so we know how to do the things properly. Okay? Not only that, there's a breakdown of how to properly use load locks, because it is a legal thing. Went in there armed to the teeth. And what's funny is, I got there, and we be all professional, you know. There's a difference between being professional and subservient. Waited an hour for Bernard to come back there. Waited for the chief or divisional steward to come back, only for him to tell me, well, I don't have all my things together. It's a very busy day yesterday. So we're going to have to do it tomorrow. Alright, that's not a problem. How professional. Meanwhile, him knowing that my main reason for leaving early was related to the situation with my daughter, which was half true. You know that. I'm not a liar, for the record. I hate lying. But I wasn't 100% truthful. As a matter of fact, I can't think of a single time I've lied in that office. I really haven't, other than whether it be about alcohol or whatever. I don't tell lies. I don't like lying. I'm a terrible liar. I hate it. In this occasion, I had to, and you know that. However, I'm talking to this Jeff guy, and the entire conversation was about how did your weekend go? Well, mine went fine. I had bronchitis. Oh, really? Well, I hope you don't get me sick. Ha 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 ha. And as well, I went to Barnes & Noble a couple of times because my daughter likes to read books. Knowing that the reason I left was led to another team member telling me I can't see my daughter. Like I said, it's a half-truth because it didn't apply in this situation, but it has been said. I have to deal with some dumb wigger guy telling me how to raise my kid. Beside the point. So go through all that to be told, we'll do it tomorrow. Alright. Look, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, man, I know what I'm fucking doing down there. I've been ostracized for it before. It's not as simple as load the combos on the trailer. There's a lot more that goes into it. A lot of people understand that. I don't feel management has done or enforced anything necessary, or frankly anything other than what they've been told to say. The problem with that is, within the parameters of policy, you do have the ability to think for yourself. That means that like a safety contact. Those are things that are supposed to encourage management to take the bull by the horns and involve themselves. That's from corporate, but I think they're trying to encourage management to take the bull by the horns and communicate with people. Teach them instead of just following exactly what they've been told. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some fear there because, they could come back at you. Well, you know, as a manager, you should be smart enough to be able to see the difference in that. Like, you can tell a team member when you're done with your equipment, you need to shut the light off. But that doesn't mean that you ostracize them. Or, like, for example, like I've been told before, if you don't watch football, you don't want them in their office, Mr. Glenn Kistler. I have that recorded one, actually. But I have this whole thing written down here, buddy. It's not a hard thing to understand. These are how alphas, how real leaders with ingenuity and integrity do things. Which I think is, I don't know now. I don't know if it's Tyson that is discouraging people from doing this. And I don't know if it is just a general amount of people that are so petrified of losing their jobs that are incapable of thinking like that. I don't know. I don't know which. I don't want to criticize the wrong person here. But I have enough here. Let's see. Number 1, backup lead with radio. I was the first one to be given a radio outside of management support. Sharky and Juan saw what I was doing and said, hey, no, we need him as support. He's capable of it. And what happened? Every other crew, including First Shift, followed suit because of my actions. You're welcome. Not long after, that was pulled from me by Mr. Glenn Kistler. And maybe I was fucking up a bit. I mean, Christ, I was going through a pretty traumatic divorce. And the person that was given that got the nickname of Combo King. And I remember Glenn laughing at me about that. Just who's the Combo King? Used to fuck with me. First one trained on a high lift in the new building. Well, I'm not going to go into detail about my driving ability because I've been asked by name from maintenance beforehand. God, I got to find the picture of me on a fork truck lifting this piece of equipment between the stairwell to the box shop. Because nobody else was skilled enough to do it. They trusted me. Called me by name. Fired for combo walking. Again, justifiable. I mean, I had somebody that was ostracizing me for my religious beliefs because I didn't agree with his. We got fired anyway for having drugs on the job. The day before, however, Ryan Lunds, cut floor superintendent, asked me to do the same thing. You get up there, you crawl over that, tell me what that combo is. Told him what it was, gave me a big thumbs up and a fist bump. The day before. So I figured that's what I got. One of the reasons I got my job back. My first mule committee, when they first got the little mechanisms on this shit, I slid, and it was either run into Todd or hit a wall. I chose the wall. I spoke very well, so much to the point that I had a steward ask me if I wanted to be another steward because of the way he's like, dude, you speak like a fucking doctor. However, I got wrote up. Sharky came back. I was like, dude, you're going to shit your pants. Like, what? He's like, they thought you were on drugs because of how you spoke. I'm like, because I used big words and spoke intelligently. I'm sure that's rare around here. Laughed my ass off. The next time I was in a mule committee, I had the steward hat. Skylar Stotz was in there. He was so high that he didn't even know they were talking to him. He was fucking with my gloves and said, Skylar, this is the first time you've ever had a write-up, and we see no reason to suspend your license so you can get back on the equipment. So I was accused of being on drugs, just talking smart, and I give this guy back his license. That's one. I could go through the shit with Glenn Kistler. Being told, I can't have Father's Day off because, you don't have a fucking family anymore. God, oh, I wish I recorded that. There's so many more of those. But big thing, bone I have to pick with a lot of management, including you, sir. I love you, but still. No enforcement. Salvo locks. We lost $30,000 worth of salvo locks because I said over and over again that they need to be placed back into the box on combo side. Nobody would say anything. Nobody would take me seriously. They all got run over and broken, and now we no longer use them. I tallied it up. I have the list. I have a checklist. Ended up being around $30,000 that the company lost because of no enforcement over these things. Let's see. Load locks. Well, I could go into detail about that too. They're our last line of defense over claims. I've had Jocelyn, because she's mindless and an airhead, do exactly as she's told. And, well, no, we're supposed to place those on the floor. Well, no. Actually, Mike Herber had said at one point that, no, we need to put those in the back of the trailer because somebody drove over one, hit him in the head, said, you're not going to believe it until it happens to you. No, there's a specific place they need to be placed, and they do need to be used because it will go on our customers' their driving record and the company's record. That needs to be enforced. Unfortunately, there's not a single manager that has the mental capability of saying anything more than 853 rule. No, this could be explained and implemented very simply. There's a perfect place to put them right by the light boxes, even a little thing for it. It would work. Okay? But you guys don't think to do that. You just follow exactly what corporate tells you to think. That's not leadership. That's subservience. And that's weak. Okay? The red issue. Oh my God. I got the whole thing. The statement printed off. And if I get fired, I'm going to give it to the guy. Sorry, I'm going to find a different lighter here. Somebody harasses me and does things specifically against policy, like talking to me while I'm on equipment and standing in the way. And I illustrate that. And the only thing that said to me is, well, you guys are back at it. And I'm like, yes, but look at what I'm saying. Look at the camera footage. No, you didn't even do that. Again, you just follow what you're told. I'm not going to go into detail on that because you know enough about that. What was the next one? Sorry, before I light this cigarette, I'm going to bring this every bit up to the red issue. Oh, yeah, the union. Me being blacklisted when they were doing things that were felonious, like not letting people leave, blah, 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 firing Gil Isla, not letting people vote on the Dallas incentive, blah, 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 blah. But the last thing I have here is just this. Just because it looks good on paper doesn't mean it works well in real life. It's not a hard concept. I think anybody of any position of power in any job should already understand well and above and beyond this. That's not Tyson. It can make somebody feel like they're a big boy without having any big boy knowledge. Next thing, you can think for yourself within the parameters of policy, meaning you don't have to break any goddamn policy, any strict shit, any little protective evil shit that this company has by telling people how to work like a grown-up. You don't say a single word. You just follow what you're told to, and you get your numbers. Well, then I suppose, if that's what they want, that's what they want. But I'm not that weak. Fuck it. I'm not gonna think like that. There's so much more I could say. It's been 11 years there, dude. 11 years. I think about everything that you've learned in the last 11 years, man. You've gone from where I've been at, absolute chaos, to, oh, damn, I don't know if my eyes are mistaking me, but I think you're a millionaire now, aren't you? You've learned a lot. Well, so have I. I've learned quite a lot. And believe it or not, you know what? No matter what some people do, they don't always have the same options. So, I hope I get to keep my job. Honestly, as a person, I love you to death. But I'm not going down here without saying some shit. All I hope is that if I lose my job, they give me 5 minutes to say some shit. 5 minutes. Fuck. See? Yeah. Ha 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 ha. Much as what people think about me, I spent a lot of money on fucking house decorations, but I will say from Goodwill, you know what? My shit looks pretty motherfucking classy, don't you? You know what? That's fuck. Brand new rug. The table's a little dirty. I have a lot of paperwork going on, but you know what? My daughter's room looks pretty cool. Make this shit look fucking nice, eh? Real fucking nice. Lid picked out the lamp. Super proud of her. Oh yeah. You know, my dressing room, my sewing machine. Oh, you get criticized by a bunch of, trash people, but worked really hard. I'll only just get fucking feet stomped down on top of me, so. Man. I need the email of the plant manager. I get fired, I'm sending emails. Do whatever I can to make sure nothing comes back bad against you or anybody else I care about. Frankly, though, the place is evil. I'm not going to do anything to hurt your situation. It's the most cheap shit I've ever heard. Love you, Brandon. Talk to you later.